Hello folks, it's Gordon here, hope all is well with you, and we're talking pantomime tours today, 30 years ago, because in previous videos I've mentioned the auditioning that I did to get on my first pantomime 30 years ago, and in previous video I've spoken about 2 weeks of rehearsals that we did before the show. But now, as we're cracking in towards the middle of December, 30 years ago, in 1995, I was out on the road, my first Panto tour. And in fact, we'd been out on the road since November. The shows had started and were up and running. By the time we got to the middle of December, everything was at full pelt and highly tuned, because we'd done so many shows out on the road. We'd got any flaws or any any kinks or wrinkles ironed out, and we'd tuned into what we're doing. A little group, I can't remember honestly 30 years later whether there were 5 or 6 of us in the group, but what we'd started to do was invent little bits in the show. And you can do this when you're doing that many shows. We're doing 3 shows a day by now. You could put in a little ad lib, and if it got a laugh, or a little bit between 2 of us in the cast, if it got a laugh, we could do it in the next show. And if it got a laugh again, we think, oh, this works. And then it would be part of the show. So we could improve the show as we went along. Sticking to the script, obviously, basic as the foundation. And putting ad-libs in, we weren't supposed to be doing that, but if it made the show better and got a laugh, why the hell not? And if I had to sum up doing the pantomime tour in one word, it would be joy. Oh, the joy of it. O-M, the actual G. The joy of it. For the kids, for the adults, for us as the cast, and for me as an individual. My first tour 30 years ago, I was in my 30th year, so I was late to the party, but oh blimey, I was having the time of it. The time of my life. I was playing Wishy Washy in Aladdin. It's a 2-hour show, and well, far be it from me to say that I was carrying the show, but Wishy Washy was the one who was buddies with all the kids and was the hero, or no, the main part. I mean, we had a villain, we had a widow twankie, all of us in the cast. We were based in a farm, was our digs, just on the outside of York, city of York. And we would drive all over the sodding place. We would be right up into Scotland, to Aberdeen and Inverness. And we would be over to Leeds and Manchester, crossing over the Pennines. All these places I've never been to before. Fantastic. And by the time we got to the middle of December, we were doing 3 shows a day. So we would have to drive to the first show. Now, the first show would maybe start at 9 o'clock. So we'd have to be there by 7 to set up everything. Everything was with us. The costume, the staging, the lights was all with us in the van. So we'd get to the school, unpack it all, set it all up, and that would take us 2 hours. We'd be ready to go for 9 o'clock. A 2-hour show would take us to 11 o'clock. Then we might have another show in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at another school. So we would have to take all the staging and the lights down, pack it off into the van, drive to the next school, unpack it again, set it up again, do a 2-hour show. And then we might have another show in the evening, maybe 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening at a social club. So we'd have to pack it all up, take it all down, pack it all up into the van after the second show of the day, drive to the social club for the third show again, unpack it all from the van, set it all up again, do the 2-hour show, which might finish at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Take it all down again, pack it all up into the van, and then drive back to our digs and collapse into bed to start again the next day to do 3 more shows. School in the morning, school in the afternoon, social club in the evening. So it was bloody hard work. No two ways about it. But did I mention the joy? Oh, the joy. Now my job as wishy-washy was I would open the show. So I would come out all guns blazing, and it would start with me a bit of music, and I'd be singing a song to the crowd. And the kids, the noise that these kids made, it was my job to make them louder, as loud as possible, because I would say to them, I'm after some friends, boys and girls. Are you going to be my friends? Yes. What's that? Yes. Any boys going to be my friends? Yes. What's that? Yes. Any girls going to be my friends? Yes. Can't hear you. Yes. Who's going to be the loudest, do you reckon? The boys or the girls? Everyone. Way. What about everyone over this side of the room? Way. What about everyone over this side of the room? Way. Hello, boys. Hello, everyone on this side of the room. Way. Hello, everyone on this side of the room. Way. This wall of noise coming towards me, and I would have to say, no, I can't hear you. What's that? And then I would say, hello everyone on this side of the room, hello everyone on this side of the room. And then I would do something that I'd ad-libbed this myself and put it in. Then I would say, hello teachers. And the teachers would go, hey. So some teachers would be louder than others, but it would always get a laugh from the kids. It would always get a laugh from the teachers. Every time a winner, 100% of the time. So of course I put it in the show. And when we're doing the social club in the evening, I'd say, instead of teachers, I'd say, hello to all the mums and dads in the room. And I'd get, way, and it would be a better reaction or a louder reaction, because in the social club, the bar was open. So the mums and dads had been giving it loads. It was more chaotic in the social club, because some of the kids would be running about all over the place, literally, and the parents maybe weren't paying as much attention as they could be. In the schools, it was a bit more ugly, because all the kids were sitting down, in the school hall with the teachers up and down. So it was managed chaos. But the excitement before the show, you'd get this murmur and the excitement from the kids. And then when the music started, the kids, the excitement. Some of the kids got overexcited. And many times you'd have to gesticulate towards a teacher, Miss. And there'd be, the little kid would be taken, a poor little kid, but overexcited, would have to be taken out. And there'd be a gap where the other kids had made a gap, and there'd be a little puddle of various liquids beneath where the kid had been, where the child had got a bit overexcited. Oh, the joy. And the joy for me, because I was able to act like a big kid. I was leading the excitement for all of these little people. And it could be said that I had brought them into my world, into the pantomime world, this make-believe world of wishy-washy, and I was their pal. But actually, I was in their world. And that's why it worked so well. Because I took myself into their world, which meant that I brought them into my world. And this bit about where I'd said to the adults and the teachers, let's have the noise from the teachers. Hello, all the teachers. Hello, all the adults. And they went, wait. They knew that you and you can do this in pantomime, where the adults in the room know that it's me as the actor that's talking to them and having a laugh with them while doing the show for the kids. Does that make sense? So for the children, it's real. You're bringing them into that world. For the adults, it's the entertainment of the show. And they're enjoying the kids enjoying themselves. They're getting caught up in the excitement, but they're also having a laugh with me and the rest of us as the performers, because we're engaging with them as well on the level that the kids don't get. There was nothing, no adult jokes, no real jokes for the adults. It was all about the kids. I loved it. Driving all over the place, excitement, loved it. I was getting paid for this. I was in my 30th year, so I was late. I'm thinking, why wasn't I doing this 10 years ago? Now, there are plenty of reasons why I wasn't doing it 10 years previously to that. But it's the old Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Although I hadn't been doing it 10 years previously when I was 20, I was doing it in my 30th year. So it wasn't too late. And I was having the time of my life. The joy of it. 3 shows a day. And in the schools, all the Christmas cards were up on the wall, all the homemade decorations, the tinsel, the Christmas music. Some of the social clubs we did would lay on meals for us, Christmas dinners, presents, chocolate. You never know what you're going to get when you turned up at a place. You didn't know how big the school hall was going to be. You didn't know how many kids were going to be there at a social club. Some of these social clubs, I've gone way over 10 minutes already. I don't care. I'm enjoying myself. Hope you're enjoying listening to my waffle here. Some of the social clubs, in the middle of nowhere, you'd turn up and the door might not look particularly impressive, but you'd get in, you'd go inside, and there'd be this massive social club inside. Some of the social clubs were very small with a small stage. Some of them were big with a big stage. I remember I think this must have been on my first tour, this one I'm talking about 30 years ago, in the winter of 1995. Yeah, we did a social club for a brewery, I think up in Newcastle, somewhere like that. And it was massive. A proper stage and a theatre. They had an auditorium with all the seats and all the rest of it. And something else I would do when I'd do the sing-along at the beginning is I'd come out all guns blazing. I would jump off the stage and run up and down in amongst the audience, which is again something you can do with Panto. And it helps bring the kids in. It makes the kids involved with me, because then I would take the actual physical me and the colourful costume and the noise out from the stage, in amongst them, and then from in amongst them back into the stage area. So it would help breaking the fourth wall. And again, you could then get some engagement with the adults as well. The joy. My first Panto tour 30 years ago, back in the winter of 1995. So yeah, a little bit of waffle for you, a little bit of Christmas themed waffling. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Signing off for now, wishing you as ever health and happiness. And I'll speak to you again soon.